Всем привет, 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 ребятушки. Сейчас у меня за бортом 2 часа ночи, и я записываю этот маленький стрим. Где-то через 2,5 часа плюс-минус, скорее всего даже минус, я пойду на работу. Но пока у меня есть свет, я подстраиваюсь под него и прорываюсь в направлении в направлении. Скажите мне, скажу вам. Вот в этом направлении я прорываюсь. Тоже я хочу вам сказать. Параллельно я развил нашего робота. Она теперь намного сильнее. Ну как намного? Посильнее будет. Еще хочу вам сказать то, что добыл я себе ту броню, которая позволяет летать. Вот она, собственно. В ней я бегать не буду. Хорошая отсылка на Фолыч, мне понравилось. Но бегать я буду дальше в своей вот в этой в легенькой броне. Разговаривать я буду с вами очень мало сегодня, поэтому я здесь только чтобы напомнить, что я очень сильно жду ваши лайки, ваши комментарии и подписку на этот канал. Несмотря ни на что, мы будем работать, будем вылавливать немного времени, чтобы поиграть. Так что всем приятного просмотра. Мой микрофон умолкает, чтобы не издеваться над соседями. Пока-пока, ребятки, заранее тем, кто не будет смотреть это прохождение и на этом закончит. Отдельная благодарность тем, кто побудет со мной. Ну, в принципе, стрим будет просто игровой стрим. Приятного всем просмотра.
Appreciate if you cleared out. Quick once over. No use rambling further. Prudence dictates, eye your neighbors carefully.
Prudence dictates we rout all disruptive influences. Agent combat protocols.
Going out of sight. Get the signal.
Dispensing life support.
Nobody around.
Promoting.
Potential combatant in the vicinity.
Some neighborly suspicion, rightly so.
Coming up on some foes.
Never more content.
I fear I must submit myself to mental refreshment. I found myself unable to...
Enthusiastically neutralizing unfriendlies. Giving chase. Forever vigilant. Provides, the system abides.
Entering a computational state.
Reholding the head.
forms detected in hangar.
Attention IRC staff. Please head inside for an important announcement from the console. Attendance is mandatory.
Earth Directorate agents are exempt from commands issued by non-director level entities.
Plasma tolerances exceeded.
Commencing combat-related activities.
Your shots are leaking outside, Commander.
Providing a
Now you see. Now you. Ready to take the heat off you, Commander. Just say when.
Error. Currently performing the task, excluding additional input.
personnel. All requests to view the prototype rift anomaly modulator are hereby suspended for the time being. Please direct all further queries and study petitions to the local researcher's office.
Subjects, listen well. Days ago, our beloved sovereign, in his infinite wisdom, submitted himself to mental refreshment to strengthen his resolve for the good of all. At his command, I, Emery Thoreau, now accept the responsibility of shepherding you through these dark times until our sovereign's blessed return. I shall not take this duty lightly, for I address you today not as the consul, nor even as your new leader, which I am, but as a simple man who wants nothing more, but I cannot do it alone.
Comparative analysis of the consul's speech to that of other dictators suggest a high likelihood that a coup has occurred.
The sovereign's a downright dove compared to the consul. This is gonna be bad for everyone.
Imperfection is impossible when the mind is a thing of
Got
symmetry.
some bad company.
I know how this looks, but I can assure you I have leave to look into... Oh, you're not security. And could the same not be said for you? I know every face in this facility, yet I do not know yours. For both our sakes, I think it best if we continue as we were. I will forget I saw you as long as you extend me the same courtesy. I was looking for proof, if you must know. There was an incident recently, and I believe our head of security is neglecting his duty to investigate. Albin Valancourt is the sentinel charged with supervising this facility and all its researchers. Unfortunately, he's a punitive man who delights in the wretchedness of others. I'd grasp a live rod if I could pass its current to him. Although, unless you have unusual license to be here, his odds of keeping head and body united diminish by the second. We study rifts at this facility. Safety is more aspirational than guaranteed. Unless your lamps have oxidized, you must have noticed my arm. I lost it saving the Sovereign from a rift experiment gone wrong. An experiment I was in charge of, naturally. Valancourt supplied my name for the reports, incriminating me in the eyes of my colleagues. And since he's closed off that wing of the lab, I can't prove my innocence. This facility is not a place where mistakes are tolerated. Here, those who shoulder blame soon go headless. Coincidence is not causation, I know. But with recent events being what they are, it's difficult not to draw certain unpalatable theories beyond mere incompetence. Sabotage comes foremost to mind, though the perpetrator and purpose remain a mystery. If only Valancourt was not at permanent cross-purposes with me. Suspects? I only began this cerebration mere minutes ago. Until today, assuming one of my staff held malice aforethought toward the Sovereign would have been inconceivable. Much can be said of Valancourt's unsavory character, but a traitor he is not. But if not him, then who? I should have known you were here for the prototype. For what ill-begotten purpose, I wonder? If that is true, then your goals and mine may be in closer alignment than I thought. Everything is turning base over apex today. Even though we have expanded our efforts beyond the modulator's use, Valancourt would still pay for such a theft. And I'll need it to reopen the rift in the closed-off wing. I couldn't possibly rely on an outsider to help me conduct an investigation, could I? That would be outrageous, unthinkable. Except, whatever the cause of the incident, it is my duty as a law-abiding protectorate subject to gather proof and uncover its cause. Really, Valancourt is forcing my hand here. That is privileged information. Some things I cannot divulge, even under pain of death. This is one of them. All I can say is that the prototype is just that. A proof of concept rendered in miniature. Back to the topic at hand. Do we have an accord? Or do you intend to make further errors in judgment by rejecting my help? The kind that proves I did not dishonor myself by making a mistake, and that the cause of the disaster was due to someone else's malfeasance, deliberate or otherwise. The prototype rift modulator is currently in interstitial hall at the top of Exhibition Tower. There's a lift in the next room over that can take you directly there. Once you have the prototype, make your way to Valancourt's quarters. He should have a spare key card that will grant us access to the restricted wing. I'll monitor your progress from here. Be cautious. The guards of this facility will attack anyone unfamiliar to them. But once you have the key card and rift device, reconvene here, and we'll go together to the wing. Valancourt keeps all of the items he confiscates from the staff in a locked closet in his quarters. There may be something pertaining to the investigation within. I've already shared more with you than I ought have, but go ahead. That's an ugly way to describe a legitimate transfer of power, and if you're trying to bait me into expressing an opinion of my superiors, I assure you I will not. A technicality. He's inferior in every way that matters. The Interstitial Reconfiguration Center was created to continue researching into rifts, following a significant setback to us. How do you know about that? That disaster and its link to the death of the Sovereign's family was not made public. No one outside of this facility is supposed to know of it. Regardless, even though Horizon Point's destruction did impede our progress for a time, we learned from it as well. We're now able to generate rifts safely within containment, or we were. Due to the exacerbation of the greater rift recently, these lesser rifts became less stable, some breaking containment or spawning outside of it altogether. In public, Henry has adopted the affectations of his father. In private, he is much more personable, though meddlesome too, always wanting to be involved in the experiments. He becomes most animated when we discuss how matter might be reconstituted from the rifts. What was lost somehow returned. You could say he has a vested interest. He and the consul wore coats cut from the same stern cloth. Henry has never quite matched either. His motivations are personal. All I am willing to say is that he is a man who loved his family very much and would move planets to see them again.
caution. His gaze sees all.
Land. Sustain the system, serve the sovereign. They never questioned, never doubted. Their zeal never lacked. Perfect society demand. Nothing is impossible when the mind is a thing of symmetry.
We can't be expected to conditions.
Better than bivouacking on horseback. Business estimate. Let us reconvene, maintaining perfection. Let the paradigm break.
Readying assault protocols.
Give the order and I'll take care of him, Commander.
Subject, ensure they are operating at peak.
Something ain't right about that rift. Though, kinda makes you wonder what might be inside.
Enemies detected.
Prototype rift anomaly modulator located.
Какой-то прикол только что с мышкой был. Первый баг в игре, походу, поймал.
drift modulator. I've made the intercom available to you. Avail yourself of it. It's not every day that someone is fool enough to break into the Interstitial Reconfiguration Center. I'd be obliged if you would regale me with the tale of how you managed to get this far. A crude assessment and utterly untrue. I am perfectly accommodating to non-incompetence. I suspect you did not reach here unaided. So who was it? Which one of my undutiful brain boxes helped sponsor this little pilferage? Act glib if you like. All you've done is illustrate the need for more invasive auditing of my personnel. I'll be sure to inform them of your role in that unpleasantness. Well, there will be time to scrutinize every angle of this breach at a later date, once I have dealt with you. Does such bravado normally advance your agenda? So be it. We can forgo civilities. I will await you in the hangar. There, bullets may fly more freely than words.
Got eyes on. Let me know when you need it.
Element.
Danger. Stranger ahead.
Especially perturbed. What Prudence always says. Frolic, prance, and shimmy to your heart's reasonable abandon?
No, that's only for...
Say, remember that time the Sovereign caught us comparing pitchball cards? He was so excited about you having that vintage foil of his favorite Sovereign slugger. Invasive element!
17 today. I can scarce imagine her. My little son. Nearly a woman grown. Will she recognize her father, I wonder? After all he has done to bring her back, will she gaze upon him with pride? Happiest of returns, Miranda. I trust this year to be the last one we share apart.
This much more Slovene a meal. It's a cry for help. No, he really wasn't looking after himself, was he?
Don't be reluctant to unfold any risks you come across using the modulator. They may eject something useful to you.
Enthusiastically and mutually advise you to prove yourself now.
You suppose there's been another incident? Like the one with the Sovereign?
No. It seems we may have been intruded upon during the consul's announcement.
There's...
Engaging hostile life forms.
Bettering position!
Emergency protocols blind.
Maintaining perfection!
Fortifying team.
Breaking for cover!
They were...
Quarry found!
Maintaining your battle position.
Hey, don't shoot! What about that? I'm at.
Quarry found!
Restoring the balance!
Suddenly want supposed to our experiment. No greater teacher than experience. They covet our duty!
Makes me wonder what Valancourt might be hiding hereabouts.
What in the fuck?
Maintaining perfection.
Contact lost. Can't be too far, I bet.
Giving chase.
Thinking never made anybody happy. Huh?
Beneficent leader.
Having that device nabbed on his watch nigh guarantees Valancourt a long stay and mental refreshment, if he is not subjected to swift and fitting arbitration first. Matriarch's blessings on you. Let's not waste time then. I'll lead us to the restricted wing now. Once there, reopen the rift using the modulator, so we can begin searching for clues. Interstitial reconfigurating matter that claimed my arm. Let's open the hood, shall we? Rifts reconstitute matter in an imprecise manner. But use your imagination. To conjure the original seed that could lead us to the evidence we need. You've discovered something. I knew it! I am absolved. And yet, I cannot possibly imagine what would have possessed him to I would characterize Valancourt as many vile and unmentionable things, but a traitor? No. The man cannot defecate without humming a protectorate anthem. For all the time I've spent trying to unsnarl Valancourt's mercurial behavior, it seems there was yet more I didn't. I think I'm beginning to understand exactly what happened here. But if you have any additional points of data, please. You've discovered something. How did this go unnoticed during final checks? This is surely why the rift destabilized on it. I think I'm beginning to understand exactly what happened here. But if you have any additional points of data, please. You've discovered something. You've discovered something. I think I can formulate my own conclusion from here. Our dear head of security has much to answer for. We need to go and confront Valancourt, now. Absolutely not. I want to see that villain's face when his crime is finally exposed. The dead do make poor chroniclers. Very well. Much as I would like to be present for the hoisting of Valancourt's... Valancourt is unlikely to provide conversation before slipping you a bullet, so I recommend slipping him one first. Be ready to fight and give... When it's done, return to me. Erstwhile, I will be doing my ample...
Commander, I'm the one you need to worry about. Let me in. Help me out. Some foes.
Enough hiding. You denied me this hastening to see to this intruder with extreme prejudice.
Ain't ready yet. Commander. Hey, got a distraction for you. That's a bad cover.
Chase.
Resuming hostility.
heard fighting. Well, what happened? Did he beg forgiveness? Did he grovel? Thus always to traitors. Morale will certainly improve in the lab now, I should think, provided Valancourt's replacement is not also an absolute pilgarlic. I had prepared this trauma kit, but obviously that turned out to be an unnecessary precaution. Please, take it with my gratitude. I'm not sure murdering the head of security at a highly valued research facility makes the argument you think it does, but noted. Have no fear. No evidence of our little collaboration will survive. I'll see to it.
Demonstrated requisite metal.
All it took was some light instruction and a restorative cocktail to abrade my imperfections.
Enemy near. Statistical chance of violence increasing.
The console provides or a system seems suspect to me.
no troublemaker.
Engaging combat protocols.
You there!
Now that you have the Rift modulator, any previously inaccessible... Rifts could be worth revisiting. Rifts may contain useful equipment and resources. However, due to the chaotic nature of reconstitution, some creative problem solving may be required in reaching them.
Charlie's rooking too.
Replenishing my firearm. Removing to cover. Changing magazine efficiently and in short order.
Entering a confrontational state.
Have you considered that
Not
submitting
friendly
ourselves
life form
voluntarily is
detected.
proof?
Stay true outside.
Greetings. Could you help us settle a matter? We've set out for mental refreshment, but upon reflection, the resources needed for it are a luxury we should forgo due to the war.
If you're doubting that you need refreshment, I can request a specialized third-person observation for you just to make sure. Those professional observers are quite thorough.
Of course, I'm being overly concerned about preserving resources. It is just medical attention, and the Protectorate always provides the very best for its subjects. Once we've finished our rest, we'll continue on our way to refreshment. Good day, stranger.
Trust the plan. Preserve set. Sustain the system. Serve the sovereign.
Our enemies envy our prosperity.
Thinking never made anybody happy.
They sneer at our contentment.
Hostiles.
Engaging hostile life forms.
The Protectorate endures!
Remember, all subjects prosper under the guidance of our beneficent ruler, the Consul.
Recommencing hostilities! Maintaining perfection!
Sorta peculiar.
That's why we are all happy and contented, and others are not.
You can't fight! Remain vigilant. Invasive elements!
Prudence dictates we reject individualism. Potential combatants in the vicinity.
Sequencing attack strategies.
Is a fellow subject lacking the appropriate zeal? Assigned work? Report them for mental. Come in, come right in, and be refreshed. It's the law.
It is the duty of every protectorate subject to ensure they are operating at peak efficiency at all times. The paradigm requires it. That's why mental refreshment is so important.
The mental refreshment process increases tractability, stifles undue agitation.
Are you ready to realign with the paradigm? To shed all manner of imperfect thoughts?
All it takes is some light instruction, a restorative cocktail,
And a quick dip into the lake of particularity to abrade your imperfections. I'm Head Refresher Gould,
and I guarantee when you exit our doors,
you'll be a productive member of our perfect society again. Soon you'll say, goodbye,
imperfect thoughts, hello, contentment.
Just like being back on smoke extraction detail at the shipyards. Lord.
Contented. Greetings, subject, or should I say refreshed to be. Welcome to the Wellnetarium. You're not on my schedule. A walk-in then. Wonderful. Once you're properly evaluated, we'll have you well on your way to refreshment.
Right. That's why we're here. Got some thoughts we need rinsed. I mean, washed. Deloused?
Oh, you appear to have questions. A telltale sign of needing refreshment. Why, of course. Naturally. It is the duty of every subject to submit for a quick mental tune-up whenever we experience imperfect thoughts or lack a little zeal. Head Refresher Gould says, mental refreshment increases tractability, stifles undue agitation, stymies untoward inclinations, and refashions the mind into a thing of symmetry. I've undergone the procedure myself, several times they say, and look at me now, never more content. None authorized to you. Not until completion. Now there. No need to Simply step over to my automechanical colleague to my left, / your right, and it will begin your assessment.
My irregularities have all been abraded.
No, unsanctioned thoughts are strictly prohibited.
And others are not.
Pondering begets disharmony.
Greetings, subject unscheduled. Welcome to Placid Waters Well-Detected. Subjects are required to respond 100% accurately to all queries. Bespoke prescribed regimens may produce untoward ramifications. If baseline query 1, concisely characterize your personal perspective.
While there are many mental refreshment facilities to be found throughout Arcadia, Placid Waters Well-Detected.
Incorrect, but your response has merited a yay naysayer verbal commendation for exceptional tactfulness in the field, allowing you partial credit. The accepted answer is, I fulfill my duty to the sovereign as a loyal protectorate subject by operating at peak efficacy, without error, perpetually, each a vital cog. Query 2. Rate your present level of zealous efficaciousness on a scale of 1 to 5. 5 being the highest, 3 being a traitor, 1 being dead. Incorrect. Wait, processing. That was correct. No subject has ever answered that query accurately before to date. The degree of zealous efficaciousness expected of a dutiful and true subject of the protectorate is beyond measure. Query 3. Do you ever fall prey to imperfect thoughts, including, but not limited to, doubt, disbelief, uncertainty, curiosity, recalcitrance, and mischief?
Collective cognitive compliance is a key part of your prescribed curative regime. Think only prescribed thoughts and no bliss and plenty.
Unacceptable. A perfect society demands perfect thoughts. Imperfection is impossible when the mind is a thing of symmetry. Final query. How would your neighbors describe you? Processing determination. An acceptable response. The appropriate reply was, they never questioned, never doubted. Their zeal never lagged. Formulating conclusion. Phrenometric matrix delineated. Subject evaluation score total 100 out of 200. The acceptable amount for a true and dutiful protectorate subject is 0. In conclusion, you are in dire need of mental refreshment. Now, proceed to the nearby pneumatic tube to collect your complimentary unitard and lift pass. Next, proceed 1 floor down, where you will be directed. Your realignment with the paradigm begins now.
You are the raw material for perfection. From the lowliest subject to the most exalted
Irregularities have all been abraded.
Fulfill our duty to the protectorate. We're all in this together.
Can't stop picturing Zeb going through this exact process.
It is the duty of every protectorate
Greetings.
subject
Hello.
to ensure
My name is Abigail, and I am realigned with the paradigm. Head Refresher Gould says his recorded lectures are key to thinking approved thoughts. He tells us what to think and what thoughts are unsanctioned. That, a restorative cocktail of pharmaceuticals, and a quick dip into the lathe of particularity device can abrade all imperfections. Just follow the signs to the lecture hall.
Remember, all subjects prosper under the guidance of our
I once possessed a failing of character where I would voice simple statements in a way that sounded like a question? Drat! There, did it again. Anyhow, I was reported for it?
Only the protectorate possesses the advanced technology and know-how behind the
Right as rain, neighbor. Never more content. I am newly full of zeal, free of imperfect thoughts. My mind is a thing of symmetry. My phrenometric peaks are all abraded. I only experience approved emotions. Doubt and word refresh.
While there are many mental
Oh,
refreshment
hello.
facilities to be
Oh,
found
you're
throughout
new.
Arcadia,
Must be. You still retain that look of No, my daughter's name is Emily. Millie is a nickname for Emily, but I don't call her that.
Refresher Gould, the top cognitive divisor responsible for making the mental refreshment process more refreshing than ever.
I couldn't leave. Not yet. Haven't completed my regimen. My phrenometric peaks are still jutting all over the place, they say.
Our enemies envy our prosperity, disdain our sense of community.
Are you in disguise?
Sneer at our
I don't recognize so-and-so as a title. This feels a bit... I'd go with you, I guess. But I need something first. They took all my things when I arrived. Stored them in my commemorative pitch balls in there. From my favorite team, the Paradigm Abiders. Can't leave without it.
That's why mental refreshment is so important.
The mental refreshment process increases.
Some say the sovereign... I had to turn in my personal items when I was admitted. On account I tried to leave once or twice before. Saw them put it in... One way out's the safest. Someone dug a tunnel in the kitchen pantry. Though there are 2 automechs assigned there now, to keep subjects from wandering in and ambling off.
Provides, the system abides.
Oh, well, mech controls are typically handled via a terminal. Probably one upstairs, but we're not allowed up there. I'll be dithering about. Their team plays the worst. Ask anyone if ever played. Please proceed to his perfect
lecture hall. Medicament
buffet has
Happy and contented.
Please proceed
And others are
to the
not.
lecture hall to request an exception. The kitchen pantry is presently off limits due to anomalous structural
We reject individualism in all its many forms.
Settle down, everyone. Lecture's playing. Prepare to be edified.
For today's topic, we'll touch on why our program is so very important. Ignorant, misguided outsiders may wonder, why does the protectorate need mental refreshment?
Greeting, unscheduled walk-in. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest, how mentally refreshed are you feeling today? Rounding up for clarity / responding approvingly. Our refreshment facilitators will be pleased with your progress. Mindfully maintain mental momentum. I am responsible. Medicament dispensement has concluded for the day. Response. Medicaments are stored in medicament storage, the office in which this unit presently operates. Yet, in its farewell statement, may refreshment soon render you free from...
Well, that was a load of crap.
Aw, a new face. Well, I'd welcome you to the Wellnetarium, but the designated subject reader ought to have attended to that by now. I was once a victim of imperfect thoughts. Oh, I had so many questions. But my questioning days are long gone. Yes. Admitting you question is the first step in your recovery. But worry not. Soon enough, with our help and a little work, you'll never question again. You've missed the daily medicament dispensement, if that's what you mean. But you should take that up with the medicament dispensement automech directly. The medicament dispensement automech auto-mechanically dispenses medicaments. The medicament dispensement automech auto-mechanically dispenses medicaments. You must mean the lathe of particularity. One assumes you haven't had a session with Head Refresher Gould yet. You'll soon learn all about it firsthand. I see you found the lecture as edifying as all the others here. Good, good. Head Refresher Gold provides us with daily lectures in audio cartridge form to steer group thinking. As they say, upstairs in the audiovisual aids office, of course. Though that area is off limits to all subjects not a part of facility staff or security. How very interesting. Here, take my pass then. It grants access to all mid-privilege priority areas. You'll feel ever so much better once you're...
That could have gone worse. It's just like Zeb said. Mental refreshment really takes the meddling right out of folks. Makes them docile.
Agents, prepare for combat.
Reporting is so neighborly, suspicion rightly so. Sam.
Get the signal.
Ready to assist with agents' health needs. Point.
We're here. Free hole in the head. Hostiles.
Defend it.
While there are many mental refreshment facilities to be found throughout Arcadia, Placid Waters Wellnetarium here on Prater is uniquely special.
It is personally overseen by Head Refresher Gould, the top cognitive deviser responsible for making the mental refreshment process more refreshing than ever.
Sustain the system, serve the sovereign.
Check enemy light just turned on.
Prudence dictates, I, your neighbors, can...
While there are many mental refreshment facilities to be found throughout Arcadia, Placid Waters Wellnetarium here on Freighter is uniquely special.
It is personally overseen by Head Refresher, the top cognitive divisor responsible for making the mental refreshment process more refreshing than ever.
You've gained privileged access somehow. Our superiors must have arranged it.
Hey, what's that sound? Why does the wall look so soft all of them?
Oh, do I detect a whiff of repriorant gas? You know, I suddenly feel a mite more pliable somehow. I thought no one was due for peak abradement for hours. I should have your chart. Wait. Wait. Ha! You're not a protectorate subject at all. You have the
Apparently this one's never sampled his own
Well, this is normally where you'd say something. My. Can't believe I'm falling for that, as it may be the most unconvincing display of fealty I've ever seen. Oh dear, I seem to be a little unstable at the moment. But never fear, I have intellect to spare. Don't believe me? I can prove it. Even in a state such as this, I am more than able to apply my argumentative skills against the
inferior minds and bankrupt philosophies of our rivals. To what end are you here? Tell me truly, speak plainly. You know, I'm beginning to have an inkling about your purpose here, and whose employ you're under. A proposal. Adequately debate me on the merits and failings of each group's ideology, and I'll provide you what you're here for. Yes, well, you'll see, even in a nominally reduced state, I am more than up to the task. So, what of the Order, our former allies, those cursed overthinkers, doomed to lives free of luxury, toiling away in ceaseless cogitation? What say you of them? My position is a burden, gladly taken to ease the suffering of our subjects. I think so they don't have to ensure the paradigm runs ably. Their order is chaos to us. Though your point, while gratingly expressed, is noted, albeit grudgingly. What say you about Auntie's choice, then? Tell me, is there any value in the vapid emptiness of those corporate consumerists? That actually sounds to have some slight merit when you put it that way. I mean, such a system would leave behind the general public, though. All our friends and neighbors. Your point is not completely without worth, I suppose. Only mostly. In the Protectorate, we have the best of everything. Food, technology, a sense of belonging, freedom from doubt, worry, hard work. No, the others simply cannot compare. Not word for word, no. I do take certain liberties with the Sovereign's Handbook, a beacon to the cosmos, to inhabit the spirit of the work and give it a dramatic, scientific air. I understand you meant that as an insult, but I refuse to be baited by those either jealous or ignorant of our ways. As it is right now, repelling faulty logic and wrong-headed thinking with gusto. No, the refreshment process isn't about thwarting examination, but obviating fear, uncertainty, and doubt. It's about making people happy. Well, you've raised some interesting points, I suppose. Any other clever assertions you'd like to put forward before I fully evaluate your performance here? Her opinion to me would be largely irrelevant. While I appreciate all she did, of course, there are those who are visionaries and those of us who enact vision, who make it real. I must say that was moderately stimulating, passably interesting at a few points even, almost intriguing. Now, what next? Oh dear, I don't understand how the machine works, only how to use it. The technical specifications for the lathe of particularity are in my office in the next room, hidden in a cache behind a frame on the wall. Pick up the cap to open it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I do have a schedule to maintain. So many minds to refresh, so little time. What an edifying confabulation.
Well, there are many mental refreshment facilities to be found throughout Arcadia.
I was led to believe my case required minimal treatment. But that last session, that was far more intensive. Strong observation, your sublime radiance. We set the lathe to the maximal abradement setting, per instructions. Maximal? Who authorized you to use that setting? I demand the name of my betrayer! Subject is exhibiting increased agitation upon exiting the lathe, consistent with extreme cases. Further abradement recommended. Who are you speaking to? Are you recording this? Enough of this farce! Release me at once!
Together, we thrive together. It is the duty of every protectorate subject to ensure they are operating at peak efficiency at all times. The paradigm requires it. That's why mental refreshment is so important.
Refreshment process increases trackability, stifles unfair agitators, stymies unformed predation, and refashions the mind. Collective cognitive compliance is a key part of your prescribed curative regime. Think only prescribed.
Possesses the advanced technology and know-how behind the mental refreshment process. That's why we are all happy and contented, and others are not.
Eyes up. Hostiles.
Don't forget, your unthinking compliance lets the paradigm run with flawless efficiency. Unthinking is essential. Unthink today. Unthink tomorrow. Unthink forever.
Don't hurt him, please. The Sovereign isn't at his best right now. You're not here to harm him, are you? If so, I must warn you, I will defend the Sovereign to the fullest extent of my meager abilities. Why, I'm his attendant, of course. I have seen to the Sovereign's personal needs since he was a mere, but of course vibrant and robust. You'll have to forgive him right now. As I said, he is not his best today. We've been here since it was determined that the Sovereign, long distraught over the loss of his family, was in need of... Since then, he has been receiving dedicated treatment from head refresher Gould himself. Well, after his first session, the Sovereign was notably upset, launched into hysteric fit, absurd nonsense about how the Consul had betrayed him and seized power. For his own good, he had to be gently. That all stopped after his next dip into the lathe, thank law. He's remained quite peaceful since. I'm certain he'll be back to his old self in no time. Preposterous! The Consul, and no subject to even this stately form before you, is the direct descendant of... I will stay true to him and the Protectorate to the end. We all will. The Sovereign is receiving the finest possible care, as he has every day of his life. Treatment outside the Protectorate is part. Just... Go. Please, just leave us. Go. Please, just leave us. Just leave. While there are many mental refreshment facilities to be found throughout Arcadia, Placid Waters Wellnetarium here on Prater is uniquely special.
Personally overseen by the top cognitive divisor responsible for making the mental refreshment process more refreshing than ever.
Hello! You find my pitch ball?
Our enemies envy our prosperity, disdain our sense of community. They sneer at our contentment.
It is the duty of every protectorate subject to ensure they are operating at peak efficiency at all times. The paradigm requires it.
Oh, commemorative pitch ball. Suppose I'm ready to leave. Well, almost.
Tractability, stifles undue agitation, stymies untoward inclinations, and refashions the mind into a thing of symmetry.
The console provides
Okay.
the system
Okay.
abides.
Ready to go then, I suppose.
We're off to be refreshed.
Only the Protectorate possesses the advanced technology and know-how behind the mental refreshment process. That's why we are...
You mentioned my daughter afore, didn't you? Is she waiting for me somewhere through there? This is all right neighborly of you. Can't thank you enough. Guess all outsiders are...
With the consul now in charge, harsher restrictions are...
I assume you've got something important to discuss.